Got a Sterling here, Volkswagen chassis and engine. Guy dropped it off quite a few years ago. The engine is tight, I think, just from sitting, so we got to loosen that up. Gonna get her up on the hoist there and get it a little higher so I don't have to work on the ground. But its body's fairly decent on it. Gonna need a little work, but then I got to get the hood up. It's got hydraulic cylinders in there, and we did the hydraulic cylinders a few years back. But now the pump is froze up, so the pump is not working. So I gotta see if I can get the pump to working. To get it up, I might. Yeah, there's no other way to get in there. They should have some kind of emergency deal on there, but they don't. But I own a hydraulic shop, so I know all about hydraulics, so that ain't gonna be a problem for me to get the hydraulics working on there. I think what happened is there's water in the pump and it froze up, so I don't know what we're gonna do about that, but I'll know once I get torn apart. So there's a picture of the engine. It's just a stock engine on there. Nothing fancy on it. But so there you have it. I'll let you know more when we get it up on the hoist. See if we can get it fixed. Under the hood of the Sterling is the power unit for raising the hatch, or the cab, so you can get in, because there's no doors on it. This here is the pump, and how that works is there's no forward and reverse or up and down valve. What it does is it reverses the motor, so it pumps out of the other hose, and then one is in and one is out, and then when you reverse it, it switches. Then it switches. So, and then there's two solenoids down here. That's actually what does the switching from forward to reverse on the hydraulic pump unit. And then that little aluminum block up on top is a holding valve. If you were to remove the lower two hoses, the cylinder would not fall because it's locked in place. It takes pressure on the opposite side of the cylinder to release the holding valves and letting it come down. We're gonna pull this power unit out because it's locked up. Okay, we're gonna pull out the hydraulic power unit. All there is two hoses. One hose is for up, one hose is for down. I'm not sure which one is up and down, but at this point it's not important. We got the two hoses. There, the wire's already cut because they're trying to get it going before. Mosquitoes are out this morning, being little pests. What mosquito ain't a pest? I don't know if you can hear in the background, but there's a turkey cackling. It's probably the cat, Teddy, harassing the turkeys. One time he was harassing the little ones. Oh, they got 2 bolts in here. I thought they only had 1. That one's gonna be more of a challenge because I can't be able to get to it. They're not the easiest. It's way down there. Yep. Okay, got her loose. Take her to work, and we'll pull it apart and find out why it doesn't turn over. I'm guessing it's got water in it. She's probably froze up. See if I can save it, otherwise I'd have to put a different pump unit in it. Okay, that's how you pull the power unit out. Well, here's that little power unit for that Sterling. What I think happened is that thing sat outside for a while and the trunk filled up with water, and the water got into the motor part, which sits way, close to the bottom. And it got all rusty in there, and the motor was locked up. It looks in pretty rough shape, but I'll probably just for now just gonna clean it up a little bit and see if I can get it running. It should work, but well, I'm back at trying to get the top raised. I was gonna fix the hydraulic unit that was in it, but the motor was underwater and it's not good. The brushes are wore out. It's pretty nasty, so I got a auxiliary power unit that I can plug in and get her up, so that's what we're going to do right now. This one's a little overkill, but it'll work. Alright, back at her. I gotta put some adapters to get smaller hoses on here. Yeah, this is actually like just a 12-volt power unit for something a little larger. It just kind of, I use it for stuff that's broke down. I can use it. It's a nice little power unit for just to move anything. I hook it up to a 12-volt battery and use it for getting man lifts and all kinds of stuff that's dead in the water for, the pump doesn't work and something like that. So all you gotta do is just put one hose on one end. Like I say, one of these hoses is up for the up, and one is for the down. I guess the original power unit, and I took it apart and I was looking for a new one or replacement parts for it. It was out of a convertible. And it says they had it in Fords, they had it in Corvettes, they had it in a variety of different applications. So I went on eBay and I found another one that I can use. So I gotta hook up 12 volts to this. Yeah, I don't know what you do if you're in the car and your roof don't raise up, you're in big trouble. Although the back window does open, but you got to be pretty small to escape the back window. They don't have no emergency. They should have emergency jack or something somewhere that you can get out. Oh, I don't want to hook it there or there. There we go. There it goes. Let's try that again. You didn't see what was going on. You are bad out here. That's it. That's what it takes to raise it. Alright, you want to see what's inside this thing? Haven't been in there for a while. I think we did a walk around once before, but so we got now. So this is it. We're back here at the Sterling. I'm going to try to see if we can get the engine running. I don't know how long it's been since it's been running, but we'll see what happens. What we're going to do is we're not going to worry about the car wiring right now. We're just going to jumper everything in the back and run a hot wire to get it started. And we got a little starter button here we'll install on the starter. So what we'll do is we're going to raise it up and then we're going to put the starter button on. That is the starter. Okay, you see there's a spade terminal on the top there, just to the right of the battery lug. We're going to put one of my cables on there, and then the other cable is going to go on the battery terminal, which is just to the left of that stud. Now we'll give the button a little flick and see if it turns over. And it does. We're also going to need a hot wire. Okay, we need a hot wire to get to the ignition coil. And I got a little jumper cable here we got to hook up to the positive side of the cable. I just found an old wire that was around. It's got a spade terminal on it, so I'm going to just tighten it down underneath the washer just for power. Okay, and then we're going to hook up the starter terminals. One wire, this is a start over here. This one is hooked up to the key switch. Yeah, let's try it different. This one's hooked up to the key switch. Okay. This one goes to battery. Makes no difference what color they are because it's just a switch. So and then we're going to run the other end of this wire up through the body to the top. I'm going to try to keep the wire away from the exhaust system. And now we can lower it, hook up the positive to the distributor, or not distributor, but to the coil. Dump a little gas down the carburetor and see if we get fire. Well, first we gotta see if we get sparks, so we'll check that out. You got a nice cover that you can access the engine from. I want to hook it onto the coil, the opposite of the wire that goes to the distributor. If you follow this, there's a black wire here. You can see this wire here. There you can see. Well, anyways, the one on the right is the one that goes to the distributor. So your positive wire has to be opposite of that, which would be the terminals on the left. So I'm just going to hook my... You can hear it, we got power there because the solenoids are clicking, if you can hear the click on the solenoids. Now we want to get these out of the way, wires out of the way, so we can... Now, are the points any good, or the point 30? You can check that with a test light. One will go to ground, and then the other ones can go to the distributor side of the coil, which was the black wire that I had showed. Well, it's hard to tell if it's black or not, but it was on the right side of the coil on this particular engine. Okay, we'll dump a little gas in the carburetor and see what happens. So if the points are opening and closing, that means we should have spark. So every time the points open, the coil sparks. Okay, we're just going to dump a little bit down. Turn it over. Stop. We'll give her a little more shot. She's probably pretty dry. Now we'll ground the whole thing. Quite going fast enough. Put some gas in there, see if the fuel pump is going to pump. Well, I think we're going to pull the spark plugs out. Maybe put a little oil in down the cylinders. Or spray in there a little bit to see if we can get the, doesn't seem like there's a lot of compression, so it's probably dry. Well, you should maybe pull the coil wire off the distributor, see if we do have spark. Okay, all you do is just put it to ground and see if it sparks. You don't have spark. Should have had spark because the points are opening and closing. Well, maybe because the badges turn over so slow. Well, one way of doing it is bump it till the points are closed. Put this up against the ground and go down there with a screwdriver or whatever and open and close the points manually. And you got spark. Can we turn it? That's the spark. Hard to see in the light here. It's pretty in the sunshine. So, put the distributor cap back in. I suppose make sure that the timing is right. It's another thing. I don't have any history on the engine, so I don't know if it ran or somebody just kind of put it together or what they did. Okay. So we locate number 1 spark plug wire, which is this wire here. And turn the engine until you line up the timing mark on number 1. The timing mark should be around here somewhere. Should be a little notch in the pulley. There's the mark. Okay, that should be top dead center. It's I think 7 and 10. There's 3 marks on there, and it's not anywhere near number 1. Well, it is if you put the wires in the right spot. Okay. So instead of 1 being back here, 1 is actually here. And the firing order is 4, 3, 2, 1, but if you go backwards, this is 2. You've got to go counter. The distributor turns clockwise, so you got to go backwards if you want to. It's easy. You go 1, 2, 3 backwards. And so this should be 3, which it is. And this should be 4, and it is. Okay. So, with that, make sure I'm right here. Yep. That's 1, 2. Let's see if we got spark now. Fires. No fire, so let's pull the spark plugs out. And see what we got here going on. Looks pretty wet. Oh, it's kind of dry. Yep, let's hook them up. See if we got any spark on those. Yeah, it's sparking. So is that one. So we got spark to the cylinder. I think one of the things too is we're not turning over fast enough. One another problem we got here. And we'll spin her over a few times. Pull the spark plugs out of both sides, spin over faster. Alright. Yeah, and that spark plug's a little wet. That one is clean. Give her another dose. We'll just double check the oil. I checked it before and it was good. Yeah, we got about a half a quart low, so it should start. It's enough to run it for a little bit. Spin her over. Squeak bothers me, but that's just this tin right here. I think it's a 10. number 1, this is 2. This is 1. You want to do the same mistake they did. Whoever they are.